Okay, today's tips about money in marriage. Money in marriage. And all I'm going to tell you is the number one place to spend money if you are married or if you want to be married. And when I say the number one place to spend money, I'm talking about the extra money after your basics are taken care of. You want to pay your mortgage, you want to pay your rent, you want to pay your food bill, you got to eat, have clothes on your back, and a place to live. After that, the number one place to spend money in your marriage, and you're probably thinking, oh, she's going to talk about date nights. No, not going to talk about date nights. Date nights are important. Obviously, you want to do them. It really does not take a lot of money to do dates. If you're on a budget, if you're creative, you can have a date night at home. If you can't find a babysitter, send the kids off to watch a movie in their room or color or play a game. You can have a little date night at home and make it cute and intimate. That doesn't even cost money. Obviously, you're going to have times where you want to go all out and have a special occasion, but this is not the number one place to spend money in a marriage. The and before I tell you, let's talk about statistics. It's a 50-50 shot if you're married, whether you're in church, whether you're not in church. The statistics are the same. 50% of marriages end in divorce, whether you're a churchgoer or not a churchgoer. Those are crazy statistics. And let's talk about if you're one of the 50% that's sticking that marriage out, how many of those marriages are really joyful, pleasant, happy marriages where they're still in love, chasing each other naked around the bedroom? All right, what kind of marriage do you want? Here's the tip. And this tip that I'm going to tell you changes that statistic from 50% of marriages ending in divorce. The ones that haven't gotten divorced, a lot of them, I don't have the exact statistics. If you do, go ahead and leave a comment on that, are miserable. This changes that divorce rate from 50% to below 1 to 3%. That's a drastic difference. And here is the one thing, my number one recommendation to spend money on if you're married, and that is a once a year marriage event. A once a year marriage event. Save up for it. What if your spouse won't go? Go anyway. You cannot control somebody else's actions. And I'm going to ask you, how well do you control your own actions? How well do you control your own emotions? How well do you control your own ability to forgive quickly? How well do you control giving grace quickly? How well do you control not holding a grudge? How well do you control, I'm going to speak a positive encouragement versus nitpicking and criticizing all of the things that are wrong? How well do you control yourself? If you can't even control yourself, you can't even expect to control another person, all right? So if your spouse won't go, go by yourself. Learn how to become a person that is patient, kind, loving, gentle. Learn to be the person that creates an environment where good things can grow. And if you can do that yearly, alone or with your spouse, you're going to crush those divorce percentages. You're going to grow. You're going to have a happier marriage because you're going to be happier with yourself. You're going to have peace within yourself. All right. That's it. Straight up number one thing that I recommend to have a successful marriage. And a successful marriage, as I said, doesn't just mean you're not divorced. It means you're happy inside your marriage. You're growing. You're growing together, even if you're the only one that goes. And I'll tell you what, if you start going, chances are your spouse is going to start to come along. Now, I'm going to give you a few tips on how to make that yearly event happen, where to go. There's a lot of marriage events out there. Family Life is one. It's the first one that comes to mind. They have them all over the country. Sometimes churches will have them. You're going to have to look on your own. Some are good, some are not good. What if you can't find a marriage event? There are personal development events as well. There are things that may not seem as intense as, oh, we're going to work on our marriage, that your spouse might go to. There's an event called First Steps to Success. I have gone at least once a year or more by myself most times. I can let you know about that event if you want. There's an event called Life Surge. You can look it up. It's not a marriage event. It is a Christian organization that has speakers to help you grow. That's something you could do. You could take a class together to grow together. So think about what you can do to make your marriage the marriage that you always dreamed about, the marriage that you want, the marriage that brings you joy. So save up, plan it, and if you can't find any of those, a weekend getaway would also be beneficial. But think about this. What can you do every year to grow, to improve your marriage?